Good morning, everybody. It is Fresh Tip Tuesday. My name is Corinne Brown. I am the Fresh Expert. I am live at our Tupperware studio here in Charlotte, and today we are making butternut squash soup. Yum. So butternut squash is super adorable. Check this out. As I drop things, huge shout out to Kelly and Sherry for being the ones that suggested. Look how adorable these little butternut squash are. Normally when you're in the store, the squash you're gonna get are gonna be a lot larger, but these are so stinking cute. I love them. Okay, so little butternut squash. So we're gonna make butternut squash soup because butternut squash are so incredibly healthy for you. They are available right now. I realize my phone's tilted a little bit. They are available in season right now through fall. Typically, I mean, you're gonna see throughout the fall is the biggest time you see butternut squash, acorn squash, like this one here is an acorn squash. You also can see it about July and August, and it typically dies out by December. Okay, so that way you know when to get butternut squash. The recipe is already loaded at thefreshexpert.com, so make sure you can go ahead and see. It's from a couple years ago, but just go to thefreshexpert.com, click in butternut squash soup, and you'll see the recipe that I already have done for you, or we're gonna finish up today. Okay, so y'all ready? Let's do it. All right, so to start your recipe, you're gonna need two about pounds of butternut squash. That's like the larger one. I mean, this is probably like 1/4 of a pound because these things are so cute and adorable. Then you're gonna wanna take your vertical peeler and you're gonna wanna peel the outside so you can get that layer in. I'm gonna do just enough so you guys can see. We wanna make sure, oops. I actually flip my camera around so it looks like you're actually looking at me. It's throwing me off today, people. Technology. Okay, so you see it anyways, right? Can you see? All right, then you're gonna take and you're gonna cut it in half and scoop out the seeds. Now we're gonna be cutting this into cubes, so when we put it in our Tupperware microwave pressure cooker, it's gonna cook up just perfectly. So you have those fun little seeds in the inside. Then you're gonna take your spoon and just scoop that part right out. It's kind of like a cantaloupe. You know how you scoop the seeds out of a cantaloupe? You do the same things with your squash. Squash are so good. They kind of like smell like pumpkins. I mean, it's kind of like the same gourd type family. All right, so you see how it's scooped out. Then you're gonna go ahead, after you've peeled it, after you've scooped it out, cut it into chunks for this recipe. Put that aside for now. Then we're gonna take 1/4 of a cup of an onion. I just did a rough chop and threw it right in there, okay? Then I used about 2 cups of vegetable broth and just threw it in there. And then we, of course, had our amazing spices. We've got ground ginger, we have cayenne pepper, and we have ground coriander. Now, of course, I have these in my Tupperware spice shakers because, fun, fresh fact, your spices are supposed to be replaced every 6 months. However, when you store them in Tupperware, they actually can last 6 to 7 years, you know? You guys deserve the best, not the rest. Don't forget that. So take your spices, put them in there. Again, the recipe is loaded, but just in case, it is 1/4 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 1 teaspoon of ginger, and 1/2 of a teaspoon of coriander spice. Such yummy flavors. Then do some salt and pepper, and then we're putting it straight into Tupperware's microwave pressure cooker. Now, you might have heard of pressure cookers in the past. I will tell you, they scared the bejesus out of me when I was growing up. It's that hissing sound where you think everything was gonna explode in your face, and you're like, okay, maybe you didn't make that face, but I did. All right, so pressure cookers always scared me. So when Tupperware came out with one, I was like, what? It sat on my shelf for 6 months. But once I finally pulled it out and started using it, I realized that Tupperware simplifies my life even more than I thought it did before. So super cool. It's like a crock pot, but it's on speed. No electricity is needed, and the whole thing goes in the dishwasher. Just saying, people. Okay, so lots of great security valves. The indicator there has gone down, which means we can now open up to see how our squash cooked. And you guys can see beautiful, nice, and tender. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, all nice in there. Then make sure it's tender, so make sure you take a fork or something and press down. Make sure your squash is tender because now we're gonna blend it up. Now, if you don't have one of the Power Chef premium systems, then you can use a regular blender or you could hand mash it if you wanted to. I'm gonna use my Power Chef and simplify my life. How y'all like that one? All right, so then we're gonna take and put our stuff in here, our broth, woo! Now, what is my favorite thing? Sound effects make everything better in life. Hopefully you guys are making some sound effects for me. I hear y'all. Wouldn't it be cool if we could actually interact more? Well, why don't you come to the studio then? 770 Tyvola Road. I'm here every Tuesday. You can actually come and do Fun Fresh Tuesday with me. Wouldn't that be fun? Okay, so you can see it's all in here. Woo. And then we're just gonna slowly just chop it up. Now, remember with the Power Chef, every time you pull the cord, it's like hand chopping 100 times. So it really is just like a food processor, but no electricity is needed, which is fantastic. I actually used to make baby food for my kids in this, and I wouldn't use the broth, but I would steam the butternut squash, because butternut squash is so good for you. I mean, it's low in fat, it's low in salt, it contains very few calories. In fact, this whole recipe is only 66 calories a serving. Great source of complex carbohydrates. That word gets in my mouth, carbohydrates. Providing a slower, more sustainable release of energy, and it's a great source of antioxidants. If anything you have learned from your Fresh Tip Tuesdays would be that fresh food is always better for you, okay? And this is the cool thing. Butternut squash and squash, like this lasts more than any squash. Like butternut squash can be kept for almost 3 months. I'm telling you, these facts are fun. Okay, all right. So you'll see it's all nice and blended, but we need to thicken it up. So we're gonna add some milk in. Now you can actually go ahead and once you stir and mix the milk in and a little more salt and pepper to season, you can put it back on the stove top or maybe back in your pressure cooker so the flavors really meld nicely together, okay? That way you really get that final. But I'm starving because I haven't eaten all morning and this smells so good. I wish you guys could smell it. So good. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you how we serve it up. Now, I love artisan breadcrumbs on my butternut squash soup. So isn't that pretty? Look how pretty that is. Ooh. So we're gonna pour some in the bowl. Woo. Okay, cool. All right, and then I'm gonna sprinkle some breadcrumbs. They're like cheesy artisan breadcrumbs. Right there on top. Perfect and simple. So, not only is this 66 calories, well, minus the croutons, but you have a fun, fresh, and simple solution. So that's the pressure cooker from Tupperware. Everything in Tupperware are three prices. You can get it full price, half price, or free just by dating your Tupperware party with me. If you didn't see my post already, it is Record Breaker month. Y'all see those really gorgeous pink bowls beside me? Those are BOGO, buy one, get one free. Help support breast cancer, or just if you love pink, be pretty in pink and take advantage of those great specials. I've also got this really cool lunch set. You're gonna see a post later. I'm actually donating back for breast cancer research, so make sure you check that out. And guys, come see me at the studio one day. Then you can help me eat all this food too. Oh my God, see the crunch of the croutons with the savory of the squash? I feel healthy and satisfied. I'm gonna go eat the rest of this. But I hope you guys enjoyed this Fresh Tip Tuesday. If you have any questions about any of the products that I have, just shoot me a message. You can shop and find my fresh product picks at thefreshexpert.com as well as with the recipe. But anyways, guys, thanks for joining me today. Hope your Tuesday's terrific. Okay, bye.